Hi, we are really excited to welcome Valerie Ostenak of Ostenak Studios to the Halstead Jewelry Minute today. Valerie, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Hilary. It's a pleasure.
Well, we have Valerie here doing workshops, and we've been talking about Valerie's history and experiences in fashion. So Valerie, first to get us started, just tell us a little bit about your work and your background.
Well, I started out as an artist. I've been an artist since I was a little tiny kid, and I was always drawing and painting and having fun. But I thought I was going to be a marine biologist because I liked animals and swimming in the ocean. So when I went to college, my first semester in college, I didn't take an art class, and I missed it so desperately that I knew I was an artist.
That's your sign right there, huh?
And from then on, that's what I've done. I can always go swim in the ocean, but I get to buy tools all the time.
That's great. And what techniques do you favor? What do you enjoy doing in the studio?
I like forging, the direct method best. I did a lot of casting in college. I really like changing the metal. I like changing the form. So in all of my pieces, whether it's cold forged sterling or the hot forged steel, everything is changing the form, the original form of the metal.
And it's beautiful work. It shows so well.
Thank
You
you.
make these amazing statement pieces, and they are so well suited to Runway, and you have some experience with that, don't you?
Yes, I did Phoenix Fashion Week in 2009.
And tell us, I know a lot of people are curious if you're interested in being on Runway. Who do you call? What do you do? Do you apply, or how does that process work?
The best thing to do is contact the show promoters. They will get you to the right person to be able to let you know whether or not they are accepting, or whether or not, or who to contact if they are accepting designers. A lot of fashion shows won't take jewelry designers.
Okay.
It's a special place for it. So you really have to hunt around and find one that does. Phoenix Fashion Week did for a while. I don't know if they're still doing it. They have an emerging clothing designer boot camp, which is fantastic. And for a while they had accessory designers as part of that. If you're local to Arizona, try them. They've got a Tucson Fashion Week, try them, and just go for it. Just start making phone calls.
So then does the promoter kind of act as a matchmaker? They connect you with a specific clothing designer who you work with?
Yes, they will. That's what Phoenix Fashion Week did. They put the room of emerging clothing designers in with the accessory designers, and then let each other kind of talk and work it out together.
Gosh. It's like speed dating.
It was like speed dating. And after one clothing designer, I said, okay, I'll work with you. She turned to the guy next to her and said, aha, I got her instead. It's like,
that's
really?
funny.
There's this going on?
There's competition.
There's
My
competition?
goodness. That's kind of intense.
It was because there were only three jewelry designers and 6 clothing designers.
Wow.
So they really, it was an odd thing. It was funny. It was funny.
So tell me some of the good things that came out of Runway exposure for you.
The best thing out of it was that I got photographs with my jewelry on runway models.
And they're amazing photographs.
Models that have their hair done, that have the perfect makeup. They know how to walk. They know how to look at a camera. They're getting photographed by photographers that photograph people. The amount of money that you would have to spend to get that is quite a bit more than what it cost me to be in Phoenix Fashion. So I looked at it as a PR and marketing venue to get photographs. And I also looked at it as a way to be able to say, I was on Phoenix Fashion Week.
And that's important in marketing.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Every little speck of thing that you can use, you need to use for PR and marketing. One of the photographs that I had taken on Phoenix Fashion Week, I used for advertising in British Vogue. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use what you've from different venues, what you can use for.
Right, and it just evolves and turns into different opportunities.
It does.
That's amazing. So what were some lessons learned or things that you didn't expect in the process?
Well, one of the things that I learned was that when you work with a fashion designer, you have to work with their clothing. You can't just decide you're going to make something wild and free. It's a collaboration. This neck piece was part of the collection that I made for Phoenix Fashion Week 2009. This bracelet was, her whole collection was in whites and aquas and pale seafoam greens, a little bit of rich green, some creams. I couldn't do black steel.
Right.
It had to be silver, it had to be white, and it couldn't be really shiny and polished because her clothing was very clean, very contemporary, and polished silver didn't work. So the garnet blasted finishes worked better. So it's a good way to figure out how you're going to do commission work. It's like you're doing a commission piece.
Okay.
Except you're doing a dozen of them.
No pressure there.
No pressure there.
So you need some time, right? I mean, this isn't something that you just sign up and you hand over your work.
No, you need time. And you can't just make stuff and say, well, I've got a bunch of stuff, here it is. You have to wait until you meet your designer, find out who it's going to be, and then work with them to create your pieces. And sometimes that doesn't happen until a month before the show.
And then you're under the gun.
And you're under the gun.
Yeah.
The designer hasn't made her clothes yet. She has pictures or drawings of what she thinks she's going to do. Like when I did it in 2012. No, 2000 and, or 9. Well, I can't remember. I did it 2 different years. But one designer chose me, or we worked together. And as we got going, she was not pulling her designs together. And I thought, I have to pull out of this.
Yeah, and sometimes you do, right?
And so I asked to be assigned to a different designer. And that's when I met this designer.
And things went better.
Things were so smooth.
Yeah, it's all
so
about
you
that
can
match.
There's the match. So don't be afraid if you do get into one and you're working with a designer and they're not following through. Don't think that that's the end all.
That's good to know. That's important to know. Wow. So do you continue to do fashion today, or are you taking things in a new direction?
I'm not doing fashion shows, although I have placed advertising in, I was asked by British Vogue, British Harper's Bazaar, to be in their magazines, which are fashion magazines. So I placed images in those magazines. So from that viewpoint, yes, because it's a way to get your work seen. But it's a better way, I felt, to get my work seen by more public that way than in a fashion show.
That makes sense.
So once you kind of have to figure out the balance of, I think you should do a fashion show. If you're thinking about doing one, do one.
It's a great experience,
It's a great experience. I got a lot out of it. I learned a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. What's not to love about fashion, right? To get that under your belt. And it's been an amazing launch pad for your line, for your collection.
It taught me a lot about how to do business and PR.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, Valerie, thank you so much for being here. We are really excited about Valerie's forging workshops here at Halstead. Please be sure to check out her work at Ostenak Studios, online, and in the media. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hilary.